Now, everybody who's watching, let's get RBT to
1 million
subscribers by Christmas. He's the best Madden scientist there is. I subscribe to him, and if you don't subscribe to, your favorite team is going to lose to the I'm not saying that team.
Currently, it is 2:24 a.m. And what do psychopaths like myself do at 2:24 a.m.? We sit here and conduct some scientific experiments. Me and Mr. Bubbles, look at him. He's so beautiful, like a statue, like a bodybuilder. Today, what we are doing at 2:24 a.m. is seeing what would happen if the NFL had a redraft. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that with the Madden 20 Fantasy Draft. We have the brand new rosters, even with the NFL rookies, and we are going to conduct a restart of the NFL via fantasy draft. I'm going to use the Tennessee Titans. We're going to draft and see how the rest of the NFL drafts. I'm curious to see who gets picked, with the top 5 picks. We're probably going to go through 3 NFL seasons after that and just see what the NFL would look like if they had a redraft. But before we delve into the rest of this scientific experiment, guys, make sure you're subscribed if you haven't, because we do hit 600k subscribers by the launch of Madden 21, which is in a month and a half. We're going to be giving away a total of 10 copies of Madden 21, 5 on Xbox, 5 on PlayStation 4. It's going to be 2 copies on each console regardless, and you have to be subscribed to enter. But if we do hit that 600k mark, that's going to be increased to 10 copies. So, why not subscribe? Let's start drafting. I am curious to see where our pick is. Oh my. Imagine we get the worst goddamn pick. Pick number 28. And for some reason, imagine you have a fantasy draft game mode in your game made by $1 billion company, and you can't even see who got picked where. You can't even see who the first pick was, or I think we're gonna have to see after the draft. But let's go ahead and get ourselves our round 1 selection. Do we go ahead and get ourselves a quarterback and a quarterback of the future? Andrew Luck is still here. We've got to get a good quarterback, right? There's such a huge drop off in quarterbacks. Is there? Is Joe Burrow still available? He is. Tua is available. But oh man, Lamar Jackson's gone. Is it worth going after a QB? How old is Russell Wilson? Would he be good for a decent amount of time? He's a 97 rated. He's 30 years of age. So he'd probably be a 97 rated for the rest of the experiment today if we do in 3 seasons. How about Andrew Luck? How old is Andrew Luck? He's 29. Is it cheating if I use him? I guess in the NFL redraft, he'd be a part of the league. He's coming out of retirement, but I think nah. He'll still be a 95 rated QB by the end of today's video. So we'll go ahead and draft ourselves Russell Wilson with the number 1 pick. Screw the freaking draft analysis. What do they know? I'm the Madden scientist. Time for our 2nd round selection. Now, do I get ourselves a running back? Zeke. Imagine Zeke and Russell Wilson on the same offense. At the same time, you have guys like Julio Jones available. You have Tyreek Hill available. How old is Tyreek? 25. And Julio is a 97 rated, but he's 30 years of age. And we all know if you play Madden franchise, when players hit 30, they're not QB or a kicker. More than likely, they begin to regress by 1 or 2 overall every single season. I think the best bet is to go with Tyreek Hill. Man, that's actually a pretty good start for our offense. So Tom Brady just went in the 3rd round to the Chicago Bears. We need to start working on our defense here. So I gotta be smart though, because players like Calais Campbell, Von Miller, Zach Martin would be good right off the bat, but they're just a little bit older. Even though Zach Martin, he's 28, he'll still be good by the end of the video. I don't like just picking the higher overall players, but I've got to. Okay, the next 4 picks are gonna be defense. For round number 4, I think we're going with Mr. Honey Badger. We're going to get a few defensive picks in a row. Honey Badger, 92 overall. I think he's 27 years of age. He's not an X Factor, but a beast nonetheless. He's going to anchor that secondary. So Honey Badger, welcome to Nashville. Even the EA draft analysis says I made a good pick there. I know I said I was going to get a lot of defensive picks in a row, but what do we have at running back? Aaron Jones, Kareem Hunt, Todd Gurley. Oh, should I just wait on running back a little bit longer? How old is Aaron Jones? He's 24. He could be a good receiving back. I just want a good running back. Aaron Jones, that might have been a stinker of a pick, but I promise you at this point, now we have the anchor of our offense. We're going to get 3 or 4 defensive picks in a row. I promise you. If I don't, I'll give away the username and password to my YouTube account. Now, Grady Jarrett. He's 96. Why not get an anchor on that defensive line? I know I'm just kind of picking right now some of the higher overall players, but what's wrong with picking the higher overall players if they're not going to regress? They're still pretty young. So Grady Jarrett, welcome to Tennessee. Like I can't give away the username and password of my account because it's my job, and I don't want to lose my job. But I really do want to pick Gronk, but I'm gonna shy away. We're gonna go for a defensive player. I feel like at this point there's gonna be no good cornerbacks left. Oh no. Oh no. Jonathan Jones, 25. Like, is that really the move? I've got to get at least 180 plus cornerback. So Jonathan Jones, oh, this is nasty. Gotta go with him, though. Round number 8 is, I think I saw Jeff Okudah. Is he still available? He's 78 overall, but he got drafted. No, he did not. Oh, wow. Jeff Okudah still available. He only has normal development, but he's 20 years of age. Let's welcome. Like, what was he in the NFL draft last year? Like the 5th pick? Oh, I love it. Isaiah Simmons, 81 rated. He's still available. How is Isaiah Simmons still available? Probably because he's not listed as an X Factor, but 81 rated as a rookie at 21 years of age. This guy is going to be an absolute freaking monster for us. Do I just go offensive lineman again? Jason Kelsey. He's 31, so he'd be like in the 80s by the end of the video. How about Ali Marpet? Just get one more offensive lineman. Yeah, let's go ahead and get him. Ali Marpet, he's 26, so he's going to be solid for us today. I know offensive linemen aren't flashy picks, but they're the anchor of the offense. And having Russell Wilson, a good offensive line, Tyreek Hill, and Aaron Jones, that's a deadly offense. There's literally no good linebackers at all. Like, what happened? Now, do I just go with the Jayon Brown, Tennessee Titan? We can keep him in Nashville. He's 24 years of age. He's an absolute beast. Speedy on defense. One of the fastest linebackers in the league. Alexander Johnson, I don't know who you are. You're a little bit older. Screw it. Let's go with Mr. Jayon Brown. We'll keep him in Tennessee. 79 rated. Not the greatest of middle linebackers, but hometown guy. Staying in Nashville. Hopefully can anchor this linebacker core. We need a number 2 wide receiver. Deshaun Jackson, Larry Fitz, like they're old. Like they're gonna probably be in the 75s before the video is over with today. Sammy Watkins though, he's 26, a decent deep threat. We'll have 2 Kansas City Chiefs on our wide receiver core. They go from having Patrick Mahomes to Russell Wilson at quarterback, so no real drop off for them there. So why not? Sammy Watkins, welcome to Nashville. We do need a free safety. I mean, I don't know who to go with. Like Xavier Woods, he's 77, he's still really young, 24, so we could end off today's video at an 80 overall. Why not? Go ahead and get ourselves a free safety. We need to get a defensive end sometime soon. You know what? No. We'll go to Sean Hand. We'll go with Tim. Run stopper. He fits our scheme. He's only 23 years of age, so I think this is a pretty good pick. Even EA says it's a good pick. So we're gonna cheat the system just a little bit. I think I'm gonna take Richie Incognito, although he's extremely old, and play him at either right or left tackle. That might not seem like a decent move, but with the options that we have right now that are left in the offensive line category, just not good. So Richie Incognito, the bully himself, hopefully will bully opposing defensive ends this season for us. We're going to give Russell Wilson one more threat at the wide receiver position. We're going to get Marquise Goodwin with that 98 speed, not only to be a beast in this slot, but also to be a solid kick and punt returner for us. He's 28, so hopefully he won't go down too much by the end of today's video. Not too many really good options at the right outside linebacker position. A lot of guys are just a lot older. Tim Williams, he is 73, but like, why not just go ahead and get ourselves a rookie? We have Zach Bond here, who does fit our scheme, 23 years of age. Hopefully he'll at least be like a 75, 76 by the end of today's video. So why not? We haven't got a tight end yet. Hayden Hurst, I mean, he's a decent threat at the tight end position. He's still only 26. I think he was 26 when he got freaking drafted. But he's 78, has star development, so we could have had a worse option at tight end. Even EA told me I made a good pick here. Not really good options to be our third cornerback. I mean, we have some veterans in there like Josh Norman, Jonathan Joseph, but I think I'm going to go Levi Wallace. He's a 78. He's still pretty young, and he might could get into the 80s by the end of today's video, so to have a third cornerback that's over 80 overall is pretty freaking solid. I think I'm going to make one more selection, and I think I need to go with a quarterback to have a decent backup, although none of these guys look good. I just might let the freaking, nah, Taysom Hill. Do I go Taysom Hill? Yeah, why not? Taysom Hill, my backup quarterback, just in case Russell Wilson does get injured. With that said, let's go ahead and simulate to the end of this fantasy draft and see how the heck the NFL looks at the end of a redraft. So I don't think I did a really bad job in terms of our draft. End up at an 85 overall, 89 offense, 81 defense. Now, I do want to see where some of the biggest names in the league went before we do sim this first season. Patrick Mahomes, a Packer. CMC, a Bear. Michael Thomas, a Raider. Aaron Donald's a Buck. DeAndre Hopkins replaces Julio Jones as a Falcon. Stephon Gilmore, a Chiefs. Khalil Mack, a Buffalo Bill, so crazy enough went to college in Buffalo and ends up in Buffalo. Bobby Wagner, a Lion. George Kittle, a Bengal. Zach Martin obviously went to us, the Tennessee Titans. Julio Jones, a Panther. JJ Watt, a Charger. Travis Kelce replaces George Kittle's now a 49er. Von Miller, a Seahawk. Drew Brees, a Viking. Calais Campbell, a Raider. See some of the bigger names here. Quentin Nelson is a Lion. Jalen Ramsey, a Raven. Devontae Adams, a Brown. Lamar Jackson's a Giant. Andrew Luck, a Patriot. Aaron Rodgers, a Raider. Tom Brady, a Bear with CMC. God, imagine that with how much Tom Brady throws to running backs. Tom Brady and CMC. Matt Ryan, a Ram. Deshaun Watson, a Seahawk, so he replaces Russell Wilson. Jimmy G, a Falcon. Phillip Rivers, a Bronco. Dak Prescott, a Chief. Carson Wentz, a Jaguar. Kirk Cousins, a Brown. Matthew Stafford, a Cardinal. And Ryan Tannehill, a Texan. Where did Cam Newton go? The Steelers. Some of the best running backs here we saw CMC. Zeke goes to the Vikings. Derrick Henry, a Cowboy. Nick Chubb, an Eagle. Saquon, a Redskin. Dalvin Cook, a 49er. Alvin Kamara, Texan. Kareem Hunt, a Giant. Aaron Jones, we drafted him. Le'Veon Bell goes to the Seahawks. Last thing we'll look at is wide receivers here. We already saw Michael Thomas, Julio Jones, a Panther. And we have Stephon Diggs going to the Saints, Keenan Allen, a Dolphin, Adam Thielen, a Bronco, Amari Cooper, a Bronco. Wow, what a 1-2 punch there. Mike Evans, a Panther. So the Panthers have freaking Julio and Mike Evans. AB goes to the Browns. OBJ goes to the Bills, and AJ Green to the Bears. So the Bears, with AJ Green, Tom Brady, CMC, then Tom Brady's probably going to retire. But with that said, let's go ahead and sim to the end of the first of 3 seasons and see what would happen at the end of an NFL redraft at the end of year number 1. I'm telling you, the best goddamn drafter of all time. Look at that, dudes. 11-5 at the end of the first season. We make the playoffs, and even with our team kind of being built for the future, they're just gonna get better, and other NFL teams are gonna get worse because they drafted older players. Look how we are taking on the Patriots though in the wild card round. We ended off the season 11-5. The best record in the league after a redraft goes to the I'm telling you guys, I'm a goddamn genius. They're gonna write a freaking book about me. The Bears, like I told you guys, go 14-2. Steelers had a good year. Packers, Seahawks all did good. Worst record in the league this season is going to go to none other than the Eagles and Dolphins at 4-12. So not too much actually changed from their real life standings. Now statistically, we had the best offense in the league. You better bet we did. And defensively, we had the 3rd best defense. So we better win the freaking league this first season. Russell Wilson wins the MVP. So we drafted the MVP. Pat Mahomes in 2nd on the Packers. Cam Newton in 3rd. Kyler Murray in 4th. Tua comes in 6th on the Bills. Lamar in 7th. Let's see who won the Rookie of the Year. Coach of the Year goes to Matt Nagy. Offensive Rookie of the Year in the AFC goes to Tua. On defense, it goes to Isaiah Simmons, your boy, that we did draft. In the NFC, it's going to go to Logan Wilson. Chase Young comes in 3rd. He also went to the Bears. And then offensively, we had Joe Burrow win the real Rookie of the Year. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, nasty. 42 touchdowns through the year. How about that? Cam Newton only got sacked 13 times. That's got to be some sort of freaking NFL record. Saquon led the league with 1,500 yards, almost 1,600 yards on the ground. CMC with 17 touchdowns. Now, DeAndre Hopkins led the league with 1,200 yards in terms of touchdowns. Will Fuller, that's random, on the freaking Cardinals. And speaking of the Cardinals, Larry Fitz, even though he's like 104 years old, still comes in 2nd in terms of receiving touchdowns in the league. Now, we are up to an 87 overall after the end of the first season. Did anybody really make a big stride after this first year? When did we get Andrew Thomas? When did we draft him? He's a rookie too. He is a 76 overall. Where did I guess Richie Incognito just doesn't want to play tackle because we have Jeremy Parnell playing tackle. Let me freaking change that. Look, I fixed that one lineman position that boosted up our overall by 1, up to an 88 overall now. The team's only gonna get better. Tyreek Hill up to a 98. Aaron Jones up to an 89. Hayden Hurst had a big year. He's up to an 81 overall. I think he started at a 78. Let's see, Zach Bond from 72 to a 75. Jayon Brown is over 80 overall now. Isaiah Simmons up to an 83. Tyrann Mathieu to 93. Jeff Okudah up to an 80 overall and has another upgrade here. You have H.A. Ebenez up to a 77 and Deshaun Hand over an 80. So this team is progressing like crazy here. So we have a few more upgrades before we do play the Patriots. A couple of big upgrades. Jeff Okudah now up to an 81. Now here we are, dude. That's where all that, if we end up losing, if we end up freaking losing, that's going to be so anticlimactic. We've got to at least make a decent run. Look at that, dude. 31-14, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's make sure we upgrade every player possible. I don't know who are you? Who is Amani Arukwari? Now we do have to travel to Arrowhead Stadium, crazy enough, just like in real life. But can we advance to the AFC Conference Championship game? And we do with a big W, 38-17. Once again, home field advantage against the 9-7 Raiders. Like, who do the Raiders even have? A few more upgrades here. If we actually win the Super Bowl my first season after a redraft, once again, this solidifies my position as #1 Madden scientist on this universe. And look at that, dudes, on to the Super Bowl. Oh, God. Oh, freaking God. Taking on the freaking Bears. We won 26-20, advancing into Super Bowl week. Now, even if we lose, like, I still have some bit of credibility because I did say the team to watch out for was the Bears. So the 14-2 Bears, the 11-5 Tennessee Titans. Make sure we get these upgrades off. Cody Senzenbaugh, I don't know where you came from. Like, how are these random players getting upgrades? With that said, can we get a Super Bowl win in season #1? And we do. Dudes, just put that scientific cap on me. They're going to write a freaking goddamn book about me. And it's going to be a long book. An extremely long book with a lot of chapters. The first season, we get a W. Super Bowl, 54 champions. Let's see if we can get a back-to-back Super Bowl win. 2 more seasons, I want 2 more Super Bowls. So the start of season #2, we went down a little bit, but that's because throughout the season, your players kind of go up a little bit in overall for their morale. We start this season at an 86 with an 89 offense, 84 defense. Let me see if anybody retired. I don't think they did. Who is this guy? Hamilton. I don't want you. I can't have you at left guard. That is bad. There's got to be some decent left guard out there. There's got to be somebody over a 58 overall at left guard to make it a little bit better. Jeff Allen? Austin Corbett? I mean, at least he's better than a 58 overall. What do you know? Once again, we make the playoffs. Might not have had as good a year as last year, but you still go 10-6. Another wild card spot. Didn't hurt us last year to start the wild card because we won the whole goddamn thing. But we do go 10-6. We end off the season at an 88 overall, 92 offense, 85 defense. Check out the standings really quick. Who has the best record this year? The Patriots this time around at 14-2. I know the Bears were going to drop off because I'm willing to bet that Tom Brady did retire. And they had a huge drop off because the Bears went to 6-9 on the season. Worst record goes to the Bengals at 4-10. Look at that. With the 2 worst records in this season, just like in real life. So a little bit of a dip down to 6th offense in the NFL and defensively down to the 8th defense in the league. MVP this year is going to go to Andrew Luck on the Patriots, Lamar in 2nd, Russell Wilson in 3rd, Dak Prescott in 4th on the Chiefs, Pat Mahomes in 5th, Kirk Cousins on the Browns in 6th, Zeke on the Vikings. Where did Ryan Fitzpatrick? Well, at a 71 overall, he's like 103 years old at this point. He did come in 7th place, so that's a little interesting. Wow, Kirk Cousins almost threw for 5,000 yards. This is insane. And actually, Tom Brady didn't retire. So why did they suck so bad? Lamar Jackson, though, what a season. 42 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, and only sacked 15 times. Dang, Zeke with a huge year. 1,800 yards on the ground, 14 touchdowns. How did he not win the MVP? Catching the football. Amari Cooper with 1,100 yards. McCole Hardman, wow. Who did the Broncos have at quarterback? Top 2 receivers in the league were Broncos. Hunter Renfrow, of all receivers, came in 3rd in terms of receiving yards. That's like the prototypical New England Patriot wide receiver. I'm telling you right now, dudes, before Hunter Renfrow retires his NFL career, like, he will play for the Patriots in real life one day. It's just a fact. So can we do this thing once again? Can we win back-to-back Super Bowls? And we get another win. Huge win in the wild card round. 34-7 here. Taking on the 11-4-1 Chargers away from home. We had to do this last year against the Chiefs. I think their QB is Teddy Bridgewater. Decent quarterback. But can we get this W? We do another big one. 31-14. We have to take on Andrew Luck, Hunter Renfrow, and the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Like, this has never happened before. Never in my life have I drafted a team or done any type of rebuild where we've won consecutive Super Bowls. Like, now that I said that, I'm probably not going to win and even make it. But at this point, I think it's a pretty big achievement. Yeah, there it is. God dang, lost 44-35. They're going to be taking on Lamar Jackson and the New York Giants. So Giants, Patriots, a Super Bowl rematch from the David Tyree days, the Eli Manning days. A little bit different, though, in this scenario. Friggin' Andrew Luck versus Lamar Jackson, and it's going to be Lamar Jackson getting the big dub. To the 3rd and final season of the NFL Redraft. We begin this season at an 88 overall, 92 offense, 84 defense. I signed a couple of guys at a free agency, just a few offensive linemen, since we had a couple of absolute stinkers. It was Bradley Bozeman, who we did sign. I think that's really it. Tyreek Hill actually is up to a 99 overall now. Aaron Jones has hit a 90. Russell Wilson's still a 99. And the offensive line is extremely solid. Most of the guys are going up. Zach Martin's up to a 99. We have Ben Jones. It went down just a little bit, but Andrew Thomas, who I guess the CPU drafted for us after we quit drafting, he's now up to an 80 overall. Zach Bond went from a 72 to an 80 now. Jayon Brown is an 84. Isaiah Simmons an 86. I thought Xavier Woods wasn't getting past an 80. He's at an 82 now. Sean Hannon 83. AJ Epineza now at 80. And Jeff Okuda at an 83. Come on now, won at least 2 out of 3 Super Bowls. I don't think that's too much to ask for. So this is the best team that we've made, and I guarantee you we don't even make the playoffs. It's just how Madden is. Like, the worse your team is, the better you do. The better you are, the worse you do. I lied. It actually looks like we got ourselves a first-round bye with a ton of upgrades. Isaiah Simmons, what happened to you? He's up to an 89 overall. This dude went through the goddamn hyperbolic time chamber. Teams at a 90 overall, 93 offense, 87 defense, and went 12-4 on the year. So the best record we've had all video long. So this is one of our best bets to win a Super Bowl here. Lions, best record in the league. They're going to be hard to beat. 15-1 on the year. How did they do so good? Who do they even have? Cardinals and Colts, worst records in the league at 13-3. So we had the 3rd best offense this season, so a little bit up from season number 2. And we had the 7th best defense this year, just I think 1 spot higher than last year. MVP this year is going to go to Lamar Jackson again. Ryan Tannehill in 4th. It's Joe Burrow on the Lions, who led them to a 15-1 year. He's up to an 83 overall, but he came in 6th. You have Josh Allen up there on the Ravens. He came in 8th. Dak Prescott rounds out the top 10. Now, did anybody really stand out for us? Tyreek Hill is one of our first 1,000-yard receivers with 1,000 yards on the ground this year. Defensively, Jayon Brown led the team with 115 total tackles. Man, Isaiah Simmons from the outside linebacker spot with 9 sacks on the year. Like, such random receivers have been doing good today. Like, Deontay Johnson led the league in receiving yards. Had Hunter Renfrow once again in the top 5. You have Seth Roberts up there and Chris freaking Conley. Like, just random. Freaking random. But, dudes, can we end off today's video with an absolute banger, or are we going to end off with a stinker? As we do get our first round bye of the video, taking on the 10-6 Bills. They have, like, why do these guys get such, like, random upgrades? Like, who is Perry Anthony? What did he do to deserve an upgrade? But just don't end off the video with an L. Like, just don't be a stinker. It's a goddamn stinker.